What's up everybody, and welcome to a McCree Advanced VOD review. In this video, we're going to be breaking down exactly what you need to do on McCree to pop off and have really high impact in your ranked matches. There's a really common misconception that I see with Cree where people think that they need really incredible mechanical aim in order to pop off. While mechanical aim definitely does help you on McCree, positioning is the most important thing on Cree, and knowing exactly when to be a consistent source of damage or take a hard flank at a key moment in order to split the pressure on the enemy team, get a clean kill, and guarantee a fight win for your team. Now before we jump into this VOD review on how to pop off and hard carry your trash teammates on McCree, let me tell you about a secret that can help you have a high impact in any ranked match you come across. GameLeap.com has the best guides you'll find anywhere. This includes in-depth McCree guides or guides over any character in the game. Every single guide is created by GM players, so you get the best quality guides available. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity to make yourself the best Overwatch player you can be. Now kicking it off on first attack, I needed to define my role here. Now the most important thing I can be doing with my Orisa Hawk is playing behind shield, trying to dish out consistent damage, and push damage into any one of my Orisa pools. In any downtime, I can focus shields or go for key opportune flanks. I try to go for this easy flank on left because of a few reasons. One, simple flanks like this are really hard to chase down on McCree, simply because of my flashbang and my ability to burst down someone easily. Plus there's a mini behind me and my team is right there just in case I need help. While I don't get anything done on this flank, I often will look for key opportunities in order to pursue a hard flank. If I flanked to the left there and saw a Mora, I could easily have flashbanged, got a kill, and came back to my team, or push the flank even further. Essentially, every time you take a flank, you need to evaluate a few things. First, you need to identify exactly what you're afraid of and how threatening they are. Can what you're afraid of even chase you down through the threat of flashbang? A Doomfist wouldn't easily be able to pursue you there because you could flash and kill him or turn the tables on him. However, a Hog could easily do so. So you have to identify exactly what the enemy team has that can punish you for taking these flanks. Secondly, if you do get pursued, how close are you to getting peel from your team? Because I'm playing here near a mini and near my team, I'm just a roll away from my team to get peel, support, or any sort of help I need. Often, when I have full cooldowns in the mid fight, I'll check these flanks for key opportunities. It takes me fractions of a second to burst someone down or easily secure a flash kill on somebody. You don't want to start these flanks too early. The best time is when your supports don't need peel and when the enemy team is pushing in. By flanking at the right moment, you can add that extra pressure and secure those key pickoffs that can really dictate a whole team fight. Now, sometimes you just need to be available to peel for your team. Notice how in this example, I'm going to go for a flank play. However, I identified that my team needs peel, so I instantly come back for them. I push forward, but I see the Genji is blading, so I instantly turn around and come back to shut him down. You can definitely try to put in consistent damage and try to get flank plays. However, when your teammates need you, McCree is one of the best peelers in the game. I instantly stop what I'm doing and go back in order to help my supports. McCree needs tons of support in order to really pop off and utilize himself to the maximum potential. As long as I protect my supports there, it enables me to do a lot more, and it allows them to heal up my tanks to maximum health. So while I'm always looking for playmaking opportunities, I don't neglect the fundamentals on McCree, and I identify exactly when I need to be more protecting or more aggressive. Now, due to the enemy team using old combinations in order to confirm that fight, we end up losing first point. That being said, what we want to do is after we get this pick off on Doomfist, we want to try to take an early fight as a team. One big aspect about payload is taking space aggressively, and if the fight is lost, you can either die on point to stop the cart from moving, or you could slowly back up, giving space, looking for opportunities in order to turn the tables on your enemy. When you decide that a fight is lost, make sure that you aggressively try to die on point. Dying far later than your team staggers yourself, and it could also encourage more staggering from your team who come out of spawn far before you. When the fight is definitively lost, you want to aggressively push towards the payload and do tons of damage so the enemy team can't stagger you and they have to kill you as cleanly as possible. This allows you to die really fast while stopping the cart, allowing for a regroup as a 6 that much quicker. Now, in re-engaging this point, I want to talk about something that far too many people don't seem to realize. Your own movement can negatively or positively affect your aim and your ability to hit shots in general. On McCree, hitting your own shots is one of the most important things you could do against everyone but one-shot characters. That means isolating your movements to long strafes, consistent patterns, or simply standing still is the best way to guarantee that you hit consistent shots. Take a look at how I killed that Doom there. For most of the time, I'm hardly moving at all. You see time and time again when a Cree wants to hyper-focus on his own aim, he'll do very little, minuscule movements. When I'm trying to fire something that can't threaten me, my movement will be relatively minimal. While movement can definitely make you harder to hit, keep in mind that it can inversely affect your own lethality as well. You need to find a perfect balance depending on the matchup. In some matchups, you're going to need to left, right, and crouch spam in order to dodge a headshot, like against a Widow. However, against a matchup like a Mora, your movement doesn't matter because you're not going to be able to dodge her abilities or damage anyways. In those matchups, you want to plant your feet or take long strafes so that you maximize the amount of shots that you can hit and make those shots as easy as possible for you to hit. Often when deciding how much you need to move, you need to dictate just how lethal the enemy is and compare that to how lethal you are if you simply hit your shots. I'm not trying to juke every shot a Tracer's trying to pour into me, because firstly, it would be nearly impossible to juke a spread weapon shots, and secondly, if I simply hit my own shots instead, the matchup will heavily swing in my favor. That's the perfect example of a matchup where I'm not trying to move to dodge my opponent, I'm trying to move in a way that helps exemplify my own aim. Long strafes are easy to self-correct your own aim simply because you don't move rapidly. Standing completely still when I think I'm safe allows me to focus on just aiming and not moving at all. Now moving on to attack on the next stage of the map, we set ourselves up on a good position in order to win this map. That being said, we have to figure out a way to shut down the Pharah Mercy or put enough pressure in to where she makes a vital mistake. Honestly, I don't kill this Pharah in the way that I should, however I put quite a bit of pressure and zone her away. This gives my Orisa an opportunity in order to make a play on her. Honestly, as a solo hit scan, it's really hard to pressure Pharah Mercy alone. That being said, simply putting some pressure can force them to not play in the positions they want to and can end up getting them picked instead. Now, often on McCree, after we got that intro pick as a team, and I know my teammates are going in, I want to take an off angle in order to try to snowball the point. Essentially, what I do here is try to flank and use my flashbang to instant lethal someone when they're not expecting me. The enemy team won't be able to peel or stop me because they're simply being pushed too aggressively by my team. Sometimes a key off angle or flank, even when you're winning a fight, can help you snowball it and get a cascade of picks that the enemy team doesn't expect, or they don't have enough people alive to peel or adequately stop you. Now, when fighting against a McCree, make sure you never launch yourself up in the air or jump in really predictable patterns. It makes the follow-up shot from a McCree really simple to hit. Another really important aspect of McCree is make sure that you're listening actively to where the enemy is. I managed to scout out where this McCree is, and he doesn't notice me walking, so I get an easy kill on him. Besides positioning, situational awareness is one of the most important things you can have on McCree. Because of McCree's time to kill, being at the right place at the right time can often mean you win the 1v1. I didn't have to out-mechanic that McCree in order to win the matchup. I just had to understand where he was and pay attention to my situation and have high situational awareness. Now, one of the biggest tips I have for you in the whole video is make sure that you don't accidentally roll off the map because you're simply inting. This is an especially big problem that I see in any rank. Inting off the map can definitely be one of the biggest reasons why you're losing games. You know another reason why you're losing tons of games? Not going to GameLeap.com. GameLeap.com has some of the best guides over every character. Not only that, we have effective McCree guides on how to aim, position, and flank correctly. Do yourself a favor and go check it out, and you'll be surprised by how much you improve on McCree rapidly. We're so confident that you'll love our product that we offer a 10-day money-back guarantee. Now, when re-engaging the point for last fight, I switch up to Tracer and managed to pop off and actually have high impact in this last fight. That being said, this is a Cree guide, so I'm going to give you some big fundamental tips on Cree that I can only give you due to my own experience. You see, Overwatch is my first computer shooter ever. And even more than that, hit scans are not something that I ever really played. My most played character is Genji, followed closely by Zarya and Hog. Hit scans like Tracer, Soldier, Widow were never in my repertoire, and the average player was vastly better mechanically at shooting shots and hitting shots than I was. Now flash forward to today, and while my aim isn't nearly as good as some of the best players in the game, I'm still vastly better than 99% of the player base in Overwatch. This is 100% not meant to be a brag. All I want to do is help you understand what I did so that you can copy the exact same thing and get your mechanical skill to that level. I know tons and tons of players want to improve their mechanical skill, but often their time isn't used effectively, and really, they're not maximizing what they could be doing in order to really improve on the heroes that they want to improve on. All that being said, I'm going to give you 3 big tips to improve your mechanical aim so that you can pop off and get to that GM level aim as fast as possible. The first thing that you need to do when trying to pick up hit scan is narrow your hero pool. Every single hit scan has different fundamentals. Something like Widow is fundamentally different from something like Cree because it's scoped in. Something like Tracer is fundamentally different from something like Widow because of the fact that she's a spread weapon and it's close range. Every single hit scan has differences from one another, so the best thing to do is isolate every other variable. Become really comfortable with the other aspects of your kit and try not to spread out and learn every single hit scan that exists in the game. If you want to learn how to play McCree, just practice McCree. Don't practice Widow, Ashe, Cree, Tracer, Soldier. Practicing them all not only overfills you with unnecessary factors, but their aim styles aren't all the same. You could actually be inversely hurting your muscle memory and not helping yourself improve at the fastest rate possible. Next up, what you need to do is try to practice as much as you can in-game. Overwatch is incredibly unique with the amount of movement and the amount of pressure in each and every game you play. You want to practice in a way that emulates that exact same pressure that you're going to feel in your ranked matches. Pressure and movement are the two things that really make it hard to hit things in Overwatch compared to other games. Sporadic movement makes it really hard to hit a headshot when the enemy players can move left and right and crouch instantly. On top of that, the pressure of getting killed yourself is something that could paralyze you into missing way more shots than you would miss against bots in training room. This is why practicing at bots in training room could be something to warm up, but it doesn't actually emulate the practice that you need. This is also why things like Osu and Kodak Aim Trainer can be good for helping you practice muscle memory and warming up. However, they'll never let you improve your aim dramatically. There are only two big things that I did that I suggest you do as well. Tryhard Free-For-All is the best non-ranked resource to help you improve. It helps you emulate that exact same pressure you'll feel in ranked and the movement of a dynamic cast of characters that really help you practice that mentality and become numb to the pressure. That being said, far and away the best way to improve is by playing ranked. Now, I really understand that you might not want to play Kree on your main because maybe you're not so confident on McCree or another hit scan yet. Maybe it's time to get an ult account and make it so you primarily practice hit scan. That way you can evaluate just what level of SR your hit scan is, and you can see how you're improving over time. The last thing that you need to do in order to improve your mechanical aim is try to be as consistent as possible with your playtime. You want to make sure that you at least put in a little time every day in practicing mechanics. Even if you can't play a full game, throw together one Tryhard Free-For-All and play it out for 15 minutes. I'm sure many of you have taken a week or two break and came back to the game only to be playing way worse than you normally do. Now, this is exemplified even worse when you're trying to learn a new hero, especially mechanical skill like hit scan. When you were first picking up Overwatch and you loved the game and you played it every day religiously, that's when you improve the most rapidly. Try to learn a new hero and reach that mechanical competency that you want to will be nearly impossible if you only play once a week or twice a week. Even if you can't play overall a lot amount of time, try to put a little bit of time in each day just to build up that consistency so that you don't get rusty and you don't get that feeling of playing much worse than normal or letting your skills deteriorate. These are just some of the tips that I followed in order to become much better at hit scan in a small span of time. I really hope this video has been helpful for you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. That's all I have for you today. I'm Coach Mills, and until next time.